mosquitoes flying off the aircraft carrier in the navel of this piece here I am over here. You see, that's what you have to look very closely for.
No, it's very, very slow. You're going to have to change your battery.
Could you tell me your name?
Stan Lemcule, voice of the Finks.
And I know there's helium in here somewhere. Are you releasing helium out of this lens? I know you are. If I step back...
My voice goes normally, yes, but if I get
over in here, there is some helium coming out of there. You got that from the balloon factory, didn't you? You tie the camera up into little animal balloons? It's a lot more fun that way. I made a mess.
I am the sneezy boy.
Why, are you Jen?
Ja, das ist gut. Das ist nicht elf, aber das ist gut. Sehr gut. Das ist sehr gut.
Don't shake that hand! You don't know where it's been.
Hands. You gotta shake them. If you're in business, you've got to shake hands. That means contact. Direct contact with organisms. Bacteria that can affect the very outcome of your deal. Extinguish any chance of a ruined deal with Manhandle, the disinfectant hand powder for the sterile-minded businessman. Remember, if you're in business, you've got to shake hands. And if you've got to shake hands, you've got germs.
So shake with confidence, boys, with Manhandle disinfectant hand-shaking powder. Manhandle powder worked for me. Manhandle powder worked for me.
Hi, I'm Glenn.
I'm Kendra.
And you're watching Strange America.
Look in the camera. My name's Kevin Ansell, and I do a lot of airbrush, a lot of hand-painted stuff, a lot of acrylic paint. Sometimes we need to do construction, so we're actually making fine art pieces, glass, photos, anything we can get our hands on. Basically what happens is the kids whose board is for his pro model, he'll come in and give me some ideas, and we'll kick it around and we'll draw up something weird, and if he really likes it, then it's a go, and I paint it up, make it real for him.
Okay, when did you start? Where did you start working?
skateboard.
When did you start working for the skateboard company?
This one? I guess it was about 5 years ago I started working for High Speed Productions. I just come back from China and I was looking for something to do. I was kind of disillusioned and they let me do just about anything I wanted to do. I could get into some really weird stuff and kind of let the kids evolve through the art, you know? Let them live through the paintings, their ideas and stuff. So it was a lot of fun.
I want to know about how you started painting yourself.
When I was about 12 years old or 11 years old, I went out on my own, and I'd always drawing and painting. And it's all I ever really knew, you know, math class, it was the book covers. And I worked for a lot of famous guys instead of going to school, and I just bled them for all they were worth as far as techniques and connections, all that stuff. So that was pretty much my education when I was a kid, is working for other artists. And so I got really versatile. I could do just about anything, any technique, any style. It's not a problem.
Now, did you have any formal education, or did you go to art school?
No, I went to my high school. I spent surfing and painting surfboards for a surf shop down in Santa Monica. And that was just about, I think I graduated from, legally graduated from the 9th grade, and that was about it. And then I took the GED and just started working for other people, you know, just hustling art.
Did you ever want to do anything else?
No, never. It's the best. You know, creating your own little worlds and watching them come alive. That's the best thing for me anyway. That and girls.
Ist hier gut, Fräulein Meister?
Nein, Herr Schlapp! Gehen wir!
Ist hier gut, Fräulein Meister?
Nein, Herr Schlapp! Verpiss die Scheiße drauf! Gehen wir!
Jawohl!
The video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag. The video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag. The video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag. It's the video doggy bag.
a fella out here that just went completely nuts. It was apparently a street person. I noticed the fella had, about 2 o'clock this afternoon, he tipped over his shopping bag. As I rounded the corner carefully avoiding him, and I heard this loud banging noises going on outside, I looked out the window, and he was busy with an iron bar about 3 feet long, like Conan the Barbarian, smashing away at that particular signal over there across the street. And he had given it about 30 or 40 mighty swats with his sword. And it succeeded in bending it almost in two at that point. At this point, he threw it down on the ground and stomped it back down flat again. So the guy backs off. The guy that was driving the truck backed off. And this guy ran back over to the cart, pulled out his trusty iron bar, and chased him down the street. And some manuscript and a big fight ensued at that point. A lot of papers flew out of the cart, and the wind just carried it on down Battery Street. 30 or 40 mighty swats flipped out. He went out to gather up his papers. And he couldn't get them all. Other people were observing this, and they tried to help him out to get these papers together. But that wouldn't do. And then he hauled off and kicked the dude. Well, at that point, the cops started to close in. There were 4 squad cars. They came in from both different directions. The sword wielder and pinned him down to the ground while the cops climbed out of their cars and put the handcuffs on him. And then that was the end of, pretty much the end of the story at that point. It was about a 15 or 20-minute procedure. 30 or 40 mighty swats.
Man, it's a big world out there.
Yes, it is.
Anything could happen to you.
Big.
Trains. You ever see a guy throw up on a train?
No.
One day, I was riding on this train, and there were 2 beautiful, beautiful women sitting in front of me in the aisle, side to side. And I saw this guy walking down the aisle. Well, I knew, you could tell, there was something wrong with him. You know what was wrong with him? He was sick. He was sick. He was gonna throw up. And I could tell he was gonna throw up. And the girls could tell he was gonna throw up, and I think everybody on the whole train could tell he was gonna throw up, and he was trying to make it to the bathroom, and he couldn't make it. And he threw up at the feet of these beautiful women, as if to say, "You are so beautiful. You make me sick." Well, anyway, he apologized, kept walking. The girls, they looked at each other and said, "Ew." And I just realized that it was a big, big world. Anything could happen.
Big world. It's such a big world.
Yep.
One night, late at night, driving the New Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah.
Just my buddy and me. And I see this bald guy. And I look again. And this bulbous head of his starts rocking. Back, forth, back, forth, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, and I think I'm gonna lose my mind. And just as my mind's about to snap, it takes the exit for Jersey City.
Jersey City.
It's such a big world.
It's a big world.
Anything.
Anything could happen.
Hi, I'm Paul Wiggin from Chester, New Hampshire, and my hobby is live steam model railroading.
How popular is this hobby?
It's all over the world. I belong to a club, the Brotherhood of Live Steamers, an international organization. And I belong to a club called the Northeast Live Steamers here in New England. And then I belong to two clubs that are dedicated to full-size trains. And what we try to do is, the older people, of course, have taught us, and the people my age, and then we try to preserve it for our kids. And of course, my son, Tom, is trying to keep it going. When he has kids, he'll get them in the hobby. And it's a technology that's dying.
So what is a meet like? Like, what can a person expect?
Well, everybody has different style engines. We have, of course, this engine here, and then my son has a more modern steam engine that you'll see later, and everybody has different engines. And it's the thing, usually the wives get into it. They like to talk, and they have the crafts that they do, and they'll do their thing, and we do ours. We go around to different club members' houses where they have track. And somewhere you can go about every weekend. You can run one of these somewhere in either this state or in Mass or Maine. There's always a meet.
What's the most amount of track you've ever seen?
Well, there's a gentleman in Maine that's got about a mile up in Waldoboro, Maine. We go up there a couple times a year and spend the whole weekend. I can put 100 miles on this in a week. I mean, you go around this track 100 times, that's 100 miles.
How many trains do they put on the track at the same time?
Well, there might be 20 or 30 engines. They have signals the same as the real railroads, so we have to follow the signals so you don't run into anybody or anything.
Say if I was interested in this, how would I go about starting? You know, just to start out.
Well, the thing to do would be to find somebody that does do it or is interested in it and that could help you with it. And there are a lot of companies out there that make castings, or you can buy one from these companies all built, but it's really expensive. So you're better off to buy castings, and then if you can do machine work yourself, or you can do it yourself, or have somebody do it for you and trade maybe something that you can do for something that they can do. And one hand washes the other is the only way to do it. When I put my track in, all the guys in the club will come up and help me so they can run out here. This engine here will pull 3 to 4 people, grown men. And my son's engine will pull about 15.
Wow.
And of course it depends on the size of the engine.
So, all right, now it can pull a lot of people. How fast can it go?
Well, it's hard to say how fast. It depends on the engine, but it'll scare the pants off you.
Have you ever seen real trains have accidents? Have you ever seen one of these trains?
Oh yeah, I've got some that derail, but usually, of course, in actuality, we usually go slow enough to be on the safe side. If you derail, usually it's in a switch, so you're going slow and it just comes off the track. You just put it back on.
Right.
Some of the big engines, we have to use car jacks and bars and everything to get them on, but this one is about 300 pounds, so you can pick up one end of it, juggle it back on the track.
Right. So there aren't any really crazy guys that just go nuts.
No, it's a kind of a hobby that we police ourselves pretty much, because if we didn't, Uncle Sam probably would. We like to keep the hobby safe. I don't know of anybody yet that has gotten hurt or seriously or killed by one, but we don't want to start.
So, you mentioned that the wives usually get together and do their thing. Are there any women that show up?
Oh yeah, we have a friend. Well, the guy's name is Jim Bronson. His wife has her own engine. It's a Shay, a gear-driven logging steam engine.
Is there a phone number where someone could call? I mean, you look in the yellow pages under,
The best thing that I would suggest to do is there are publications out on this live steam hobby, the same as most of the railroad hobbies. There are magazines that you can get in the hobby center that would have the phone numbers in them and listings of the clubs. But there's 2 or 3 in New York, there's some in Pennsylvania, there's a nice one in New Jersey. They're all just all over.
So, yeah, and you mentioned they're all over the world, too.
Oh, yes. Matter of fact, the guy that founded the Brotherhood of Live Steamers, the International Brotherhood, lives in Massachusetts, and he's 94 and 95 this year, and he still runs these steam engines. And he founded that organization in 1932, just so people that had these engines could communicate with other people and see what they were doing and everything, how they were doing.
So how long does it take to fire it up?
About 3/4 of an hour.
3/4.
You put a blower on the stack, an electric blower to induce a draft, because there's no draft in it until they get it going, then it has a steam blower. But about 3/4 of an hour usually.
And it runs right off coal?
Right off coal.
What's the best season to...
Well, spring and fall, actually. Summer's pretty warm when you've got a coal fire sitting right between your legs. It's, quite a few hundred degrees hot. It gets a little warm.
Yeah.
So, spring and fall is really the best time to run.
I think I like spring better because it's not as cold. In the fall, when you get close towards the winter, it gets really cold out. And even with the fire in front of you, it still is cold.
Not only that, but of course, it's the same as on the real railroads. in the fall, there's leaves on the ground, and these do set fires. We've got that on a videotape in there. We set a fire in Nashville, that one day. Nobody, in this hobby, everybody's real good and really nice. Nobody, you know, judges a guy by what his engine looks like. You're in it to have fun. One guy may be a lawyer, the next guy may be a ditch digger, but they got the one common thing, that they've got their steam engine. Okay, I guess we've come to the end of the line. Yep. Talking to Strange America, I don't know if you'll get any stranger than this or not, but maybe you can, but we'll have to say goodbye for now, so we'll let the engine do the talking.
Strange America is brought to you in part through a grant from
Ed's Whiskey and Ammo Smoke Shop. Yeah! Open 24 hours a day on Main Street. Come on! Yeah!
Nein, Herr Schlag! Es sind eine guten Runde! Werden wir! Schneller!
Wir gehen! Fräulein! Ist hier gut, Fräulein Meister?
Nein! Es sind ein guter Schlag! Unter hier! Nein! Gehen wir! Gehen wir!
Wir gehen! Hier? Ist hier gut, Fräulein Meister?
Nein, es ist ein gut Scheißekopf! Gehen wir! Schneller!
Ist hier gut, Fräulein Meister?
Ja! Ja! Sehr gut! Ja, Wippen!
Dankeschön.
Und mein Mann?
Ja, das ist gut.
Sehr gut.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Wir singen jetzt ein Jodler miteinander, ein Jodler aus dem schönen Steinerland. Die Elala, die Elala, Jodeln bin ich stärker. Aber schön, dass das bin ich. Das muss ich freilich zugeben. Du gibst da endlich zu. Ich will jetzt auch eine Ruhe geben. Noch ein gib ich auch eine Ruhe. Probieren wir's also nochmal miteinander. Der Jodel aus dem schönen Steirer